Hello, everyone. This Big Dog Sports. I'm your boy BD. This is the show where sports and politics collide. And in this video, I would like to play for you the comments made by Nafisa Collier on Meg the Rappaport and the Sue Birds podcast. Let's get into it.
It is getting so toxic, I feel like, in our league with a lot of the fans going back and forth. Like, basketball and sports are supposed to be so unifying, and it is so toxic. Like, every game. Bad spot with that.
Okay, so that was Fee Collier's feelings on how the fans are treating the players. And I'm with Fee Collier on the in the sense that has it become toxic? I don't want to say it's toxic, but it is getting worse. It's definitely getting worse. Like the fans are showing a lot more vitriol than they've shown in the recent past. And I think there's a couple of factors that contribute to this, but I think the main factor that contributes to this is the political climate that we live in now. Like the political climate that we live in is very different than the political climate that we lived in 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Between the president and his racism, the liberals and their wokeness, like it's completely changed the dynamic for how people view sports. I don't like it, but it's the reality. So my initial question was, have we become too sensitive? I think it's a good question. Have we become too sensitive? A couple of days ago, DeWanna Bonner turned to Indiana, and the fans booed her vociferously. Like vociferous. People didn't, they found it to be distasteful. And my response to that is, look, if you don't want to get booed, bus driver or something. When you're a professional athlete, it comes with the territory. People are going to cheer for you, and people are going to boo you. It's sports. People get booed in sports. So I'm not going to say they overreacting, but I do think they are being just a tad bit sensitive when it comes to the booing. Now, are they supposed to tolerate being disrespected and bullied and heckled by fans? Absolutely not. And if there are fans out there, sitting behind the bench talking crap to these players, the players need to report these fans and get them up out of there. Like, get them up out of there. I don't care if you Caitlin Clark or Lexi Brown. You don't have to be disrespected and bullied and heckled by fans. That's not cool at all, right? And if the fans are doing that, they need to get thrown out the game. And that's my feeling on that in a nutshell. Now, we need to have the same energy for the men, though, is my thing. When this kind of stuff happened to the men, don't nobody talk about it. It don't make news. You don't hear anybody saying, oh, NBA fans are toxic or whatever. And I'm pretty sure NBA fans get rowdy. Matter of fact, at last year in the playoffs, In Madison Square Garden, you had a whole fan get hit with garbage. A Pacer fan that was sitting at the game in the Garden get hit with garbage. Was that front page news? No. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about toxic? Go to a Premier League game. You want to see toxic for real. Like what these women are dealing with ain't nothing. Go to a Premier soccer game. You want to see toxic for real? Go watch one of those games and see how those fans are. And then you'll really see what toxic is. Okay. When you got 80,000 people disrespecting, heckling, and bullying players, right? Compared to maybe 3 or 4,000 that may be at a WNBA game. Now, I agree with Fee that, you know what I mean, the players don't deserve to be heckled and disrespected and bullied. I'm not for that. And that need to be reported and they need to get thrown out the game if they're doing that. But miss me with that, don't boo me shit. I don't want to hear that. It's sports. Fans pay their money to cheer and they pay their money to boo. Period. So that's what it is. If you don't like getting booed, don't be an athlete. Be a teacher, a bus driver, or anything else. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a professional athlete because it comes with the territory. And then on top of that, I think the W got much bigger fish to fry. You worried about fans and their toxicity and what they're saying? No, that's the least of your worries. I'm going to show you right now what they should really be worried about. Give me 1 second. Now, you want to talk about the real problem? Now, this is a real problem right here. This. Let me play. Look at the bottom of the screen. Right here. Right? See that? That's dildo number 2. Same color. I don't know if it's the same size, but it's the same color. But look, peep how they treated it though. Look what the referee do. He like, nah, I ain't trying to touch that. Oh, hell no. We want to talk about issues. Let's address that. At my first video that I did about the first dildo phone incident, I said specifically, if the league don't do something about it or come out strong about it, that it was going to happen again. Here we are, 2 days later, and they're throwing more dildos. I told you this is a copycat thing, and it's starting to gain steam. You're starting to see it more. And I knew he was going to see it again. It was only a matter of time, and it didn't even take that long. 2 days later, in Chicago, now they throwing dildos at the Sky games. Like, you worried about fans booing? This is what you really need to be worried about. Like, this is disgusting. And it's insulting to these women. Why? That you, again, and I said in my previous video, you could throw any other item, a cup, a bracelet, a headband, anything. But here we are looking at sex toys getting thrown onto a court of a professional basketball game. And I'll make this argument again. Are you trying to turn off people? Right? Like, as a parent, if you have a little girl, now you got to be leery about wanting to take them to a game. Because how do you explain this to your little girl? Right? How as a parent, do you explain this to your little girl? I would love to hear somebody jump in the comments and answer that for me, because I'm at a loss for words for this. Like, the league really needs to do something, like right now. ASAP because it's getting out of control. It's out of control now. And obviously, it's a message behind this, right? Because, again, like I stated in one of my previous videos, the W refusal, just outright refusal to address sexuality in the league is becoming an issue. And they don't want to address it. And fans don't want to address it. And as long as people are scared to talk about it, you're going to keep seeing this. They're trying to tell you something, people. People, they're trying to tell you something. Y'all need to listen. They're trying to tell you something. And you know what they're trying to tell you. I'm not going to say it because you see it with your own two eyes. You see it just like I see it. So let's not pretend we don't know what we're looking at here and the message that's being sent here. So my advice for the WNBA, either start frisking people before they come to the games. You got to do something because this is getting out of control. And it's happening in random places. First in Atlanta, now Chicago. Where next? Las Vegas, New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, when does it stop? Something got to give eventually. So the WNBA, you worried about fans booing? That's the least of your worries. Worried about the fans throwing dildos on your court during games. Worry about that. Have some vitriol for that. Stop letting these women get disrespected like this. WNBA, Kathy Engelberg, do something. Do something now. And I'm out of here. It's your boy, BD, Big Dog Sports, where sports and politics collide. Peace.